People study self-help books because they know that hundreds of ideas are there in those books, and that out of those ideas, just one idea can change their life completely. Think again. What if I tell you that I can dig a pool for you, and inside that, I can give you 100, 200 tips, and out of those tips, just one practical tip gets implemented to your life, and that works so well, and that works so well that it makes you speak English fluently. Would that be good for you? If yes, then this video is for you. Let's get started. See, internet is full of contents. Some of us are creators, some of us are consumers. So rather than consuming, comedy contents, even in comedy contents, why don't you prefer to watch something that's in English? If you'll do so, your brain will have complete surrounding of English, and as much as it learns, the more vocabulary that it accumulates, the better it will make you speak at the time when you require it. Okay, so when you use social media platforms, you can search the channels, topics, pages that they have contents in English and just follow it. Like 4 to 5 reels that are related to English, and then you'll get regular content related to that. Third one is, why don't you record yourself while speaking? If you'll do so, you'll observe yourself. You'll see yourself speaking. You'll observe the way how you speak. And as per your own analysis of your own speaking, you may edit, do your remedial work as per requirement. And then you can nourish and flourish by yourself. You don't require anyone to give feedback to you. Does that make sense? Okay, next one, shadowing native speakers also work. Now this technique works as you need to have a glance at someone who's speaking in English. It might be about some topic, just copy in the same way how is it being spoken, the way how it's being narrated. Just copy the accent, rhythm, intonation, tone, pronunciation, copy everything. If you'll do this for 1 to 2 days, you'll see a tremendous improvement is in yourself. Okay, next one is role-playing activity. Why don't you have your own role-playing activity so that in future when you'll have real life interaction, you will not be in hodgepodge situation. You'll have clarity in your mind. Got it? So be yourself, treat yourself as a shopkeeper, treat yourself as a customer as well. A shopkeeper talks to customer, and then they have their normal chit chat as they regularly do. They talk about their products, they sell their product. Now have this conversation with yourself only. Practice speaking on a topic in English for at least 1 minute. Now this one really works out. Now what you require is to think of a topic, and then upon that topic you require to speak for unstoppable, at least for a minute. If your potential is more than this, you can choose for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but you will not take a single pause while talking about that topic. It should not be full of stuttering. It should not be full of confusions, but you should be speaking. Got it? Sentence by sentence, sentence by sentence. It will trigger your brain. It will give you a situation of instant thoughts will arise in your mind, and that your brain will get addicted to it, and at the situation where you will feel the real hesitation, you'll overcome it automatically since you have already have given it much pressure in your past time. Okay, next one is start thinking English. Normal thoughts that come to your mind. Now some of us are overthinkers. Why shouldn't we take it like we should take advantage of it? Shouldn't be. Just if you overthinking of your future, if you're anxious of your past, if you're thinking of your present, so rather than being anxious, being in the situation of disgust, why don't you think those same thoughts in English? See, you cannot overcome it. It's like personality. You cannot change your personality. That's who you are. So if you think too much, if you overthink of the topics, why don't you do the same thing in English? At least with the help of this, you can enhance your communication skill. Don't you think it will happen? Okay, next one is translate your favorite Hindi songs as well. Now, when you listen to Hindi songs, you might enjoy the rhythm, the bass, the treble, and other musical instruments. But rather than enjoying those beats, why don't you think about the sentences that are being spoken and try to convert the same sentence into English at the time of listening? It will be fun. Trust me. Just try it once. Okay. Next one is follow English pages and songs. Now, Instagram is full of pages that they have contents in English. They have their translations. They have regular vocabulary practice. If you just require to follow 4 to 5 pages and like some of their posts, okay, you can try this with mine as well. As you do this, Insta will understand what content you actually require, and as per that, it'll change its algorithm just for you. Okay, next one is take English speaking course online. It's the best way to do it, since if you'll purchase a course, you'll be serious upon it since you have already invested money. Okay, so it'll trigger you every time when you'll feel like not practicing English. You'll remember that you have already paid an amount, and this will motivate you to learn more and accumulate full advantage of it. Okay, so next one is use this in your conversation. Now learn some grammatical exercises, and those grammatical exercises are supposed to be used in your conversation. See, I've always said this in most of my videos that only 5 topics are there that you need to learn in order to speak fluently. First, active passive voice, modals, tenses, direct indirect speech, and there's one more. So these just 4 to 5 topics that you are required to, determiners as well. Yeah, these are 5. So they're just 5 topics. They're just 5 topics that you need to learn in order to speak English fluently. And as you learn these topics, try to use those same structures into your conversations. If you'll do so, you'll have real life interaction with the help of them, and then you will get habitual of speaking English. Okay, next one. Academic general writing as well. Now, some of us write journals, some of us write diaries, some of us write, our own thoughts or to-do list, or any of the productive habits that if you have, it's fantabulous. If you don't, you should really stick to it. It works. Okay. So if you write journal, if you write notes, if you write any of your, a night diary, while doing so, try to write your thoughts in English only. If you're a beginner, if you're really at your beginner level where it's hard for you to write complete sentences in English, try to write your sentences in Hindi for the half of the page, and remaining page should be filled with the same statements but the translated version of those sentences that you have written in Hindi. Half page Hindi explanations of your daily habits, daily activities that you have performed, and then English translation of the same habits that you have written above. Try doing this. It has worked out. At beginning, I had done it. Okay, you can also use some language learning course like Duolingo, HelloTalk. You can download applications like Wacky. These applications are free to use, and they'll make you have real life conversations, interactions with people around the globe, even people who are native English speakers are there in these applications, just to have talk with the world. But while having the talk, you have your own advantages. They have their own advantages. Just keep the conversation going, make the conversation flow, be humorous in the conversation, and as you remain like this, the native speakers will stick to you. They'll get connected to you. They'll help you to learn, grow, flourish, and nourish with their accents, their pronunciations, and their knowledge as well. You can also learn some. Make sure at the time when you learn and you're taking it too seriously, you should consider a limit of break as well. See, if you get too serious and too addicted to it, you might forget everything. There are certain times that happens that some of us are really addicted. We get serious towards something. You might have heard several times UPSC aspirants committing suicide. Open media. Multiplayer games players, they commit suicide. It really happens when you get too addicted to something. You'll forget everything. It shouldn't be happen. If you have done a lot of effort in a week for at least a day, on Sunday, on Monday, or any of the days where you feel like weekend, you should prefer to have complete separation from what you're doing for the whole week. It will help you to calm your brain, the efforts that it has committed for you, the actions that it has done for you, the extra thoughts that you have made it think, the bilingual thinking that you have started flourishing inside it. It should have at least an amount of break. So on Sunday or any weekend, you should stop doing any of these. You should also plan a test, since if you'll plan a test and then you'll check yourself at what level you are, you will be able to attain next level at the place where you already are. You'll be able to know your own strategy and your limit and level where you exist, and then you can also plan for next levels as well. You can also remember, at the time when you learn this, you should always think of a bigger picture. You should not concentrate upon just conversation. You should see spoken English as a broader picture. Now, what do I mean by saying this is that you should take at most advantage of what you learn. If you learn something related to a topic, make videos upon it. Talk to people about it. You can have normal conversations regarding that. So these things will make you learn this deeper and deeper, and you'll also get at most advantage from what you have learned. You should also prefer to remember words and try to learn 5 to 10 words on daily basis. It might seem boring to you, just learning 10 vocabularies on daily basis, but trust me, if you accumulate the total number of words in 1 year, you cannot measure it. I'm weak in maths, so I can't. You may be. Okay, so you may also concentrate.